Hello, my name is Arnaud Chain. I'm responsible for business user sales within SAP Business Objects. I joined Business Objects in 2003 and was also responsible for the mid-market at that time. Today, I would like to convey to you new messages, which is the result of a better understanding of your mindset around business information, coming from the pre-acquisition time and helping you sell more the business objects offering due to that better understanding. The first advice that we can convey is that it is very important to be prepared in two areas. One, it is important to be prepared in having a business conversation with the customer, which means understanding the business of the customer. BI is not so much a technical conversation, it is first business intelligence, therefore understanding the business of the customer. Second, it is to be convinced of the value of each component of the BI offering. Not only the data warehouse, but also the front end. So why is BI such a big topic and why is it rated as so important by the analysts today for customers? BI, as I said, is not a technical topic. Even if it ends up deploying technical tools to enable the business intelligence, the first important thing to understand is what decisions are people making for their businesses. How do they improve margin? How do they cut sales costs? What visibility do they have into their data? And it's the business intelligence system that gives them this visibility. So the BI implementation is just the mean to give the visibility. The important topic is what are the decisions that the system is going to enable decision makers to make. Why is BI complex also? Well, BI is complex for multiple reasons. First, because data definition by design is complex. Sales information for a sales department or for a financial department is often two different things. Sales will talk about commissionable revenue, finance will talk about recognizable revenue. And you can see such differences in every important measure of a company. Employee can be something very different for two different departments. Sales, as we've seen, margin, all the same. Then the second difficulty is that you have to deal with end users. And end users have a maturity process that takes time. Therefore, the first time you ask them what they want to see on the screen, what they want to measure, the way they want to measure it, how often they want to measure it, the look and feel that they want, they do not always come up with the answers that are final answers. And it's only through iterations that they come up with the real answer. Third, the complexity is coming from the constant business change. Whenever you want to change something in your organization, either because of an acquisition or because you want to reorganize countries in different clusters, for example, then your whole reporting has to be redone. So it is not a single journey where you start somewhere and you finish somewhere. It is an iterative process where you have to redo things because the business elements are changing themselves. Finally, there are always some questions about the quality of data that need to be addressed, and some infrastructure questions as well, as where the data is coming from, how to aggregate it, the level of granularity, the frequency of refreshment that come to play, which are making business intelligence projects complex. Now, what I would like to introduce is that it is only now, I would say, that business objects people start to understand what the SAP ecosystem has in mind or had in mind when it comes to business intelligence. And therefore, it's only now that we can convey how to articulate business intelligence messages to the SAP ecosystem, either to new customers or to existing customers. So the first thing that is interesting when talking to a partner or to an SAP sales representative is that they will immediately say that the most important software that they are selling is the ERP. And this way they are seen by the market as an ERP vendor. If you talk to the business objects people or a BI independent vendor, he will of course say that the most important software that he is selling is business intelligence. And I would say there is value for both. But clearly nowadays, allowing a company to make better decisions is something of great value. It is about the future of the company. It is about making decisions in tough economical times. And so the question is not so much, will I have a reliable financial system that is up and running 24 hours a day, than will I be able to make the right decisions in terms of cost cutting, stopping a plant, inventing in a new product line that will have significant impact on my business. Within BI then, looking at where SAP has been focusing, it's interesting to see that the BI scope of SAP Classic pre-acquisition was mainly the data warehouse and some tools to mainly enable reporting. Whereas independent BI players were putting all the emphasis on front end. And so it is important now to value both and not only drive the value out of the infrastructure, the data warehouse side, but also understand that majority of customers are seeing a lot of value in the sexy front end. And therefore, SAP was also including the price of data warehouse of BW and BEX within the ERP price. Therefore, the perception on the market was that BI was coming for free within the SAP offering. And as everything that comes for free, there was not a lot of value attached to it. Whereas independent BI players were conveying the message that front ends were enabling companies to make better decisions, and therefore were having these companies to pay significant money to get these front ends, and therefore the perception that this offering was carrying a lot of value. An offering being for free doesn't lead either partners or sales reps to push it very heavily, at least for the license side of it. And therefore quite often SAP has adopted a defensive approach into accounts, only pushing the NetWeaver BI offering when a competitor was trying to get into that space. Obviously, with the new offering, there is a need to be a lot more offensive, not a lot more proactive, to go and sell the BI offering nowadays. So this is also a difference in mind, or a mind shift that is necessary, which is to approach business departments and IT and proactively show the front ends.